Hunan satellite TV host Xie Na is 45 this year. Her Beijing concert was officially approved, complete with a stamped permit from the Beijing Haidian District Bureau of Culture and Tourism dated May 28th. The procedure was complete, legal, and followed all the rules. But then, on June 28th, the show was announced as cancelled. The reason given by the authorities was just one sentence. In accordance with relevant requirements, the performance is not approved. What kind of requirements are those? The public generally believes it's because on June 24th, the party media People's Daily published an article titled, "We Are Suffering from Traffic Kowtow." The article didn't mention any names, but every netizen knew exactly who they were talking about. Xie Na. 4 days later, the concert vanished. The core issue, from start to finish, isn't actually about whether Xie Na can sing well or not. The real problem in China is this. When it comes to an artist holding a concert, who has the power to decide? Hi, Tracers. Sean here. Sorry, I've been MIA for 2 days. My body's been through the ringer with all the travel between my home and my mother's place. But I'm back. Before we dive in, a quick note. Many of you have asked for more in-depth, uncensored looks at some of the darker cases we cover. While I have a Patreon, I know some of you have trouble accessing it. So, I'm planning to launch a VIP tier right here on YouTube for those who want that extra raw content that's just too heavy for the regular feed. Let me know if that's something you'd be into. Anyway, today we're looking at a concert that didn't just get canceled, it got erased. A simple show, a stamped permit, and then total silence from the top. Buckle up, because you never know how deep this hole goes. When it comes to an artist holding a concert, who actually gets to decide? Is it the market, the audience, or just a comment from the party media? There's another clue that's even more worth discussing. For the past few days, a screenshot has been circulating widely outside the Great Firewall. There's also another clue worth digging into. Recently, a screenshot has been making rounds outside the Great Firewall, allegedly written by Xie Na as a sharp retort to the People's Daily. People have even started calling her the anti-party singer. The post, written in Xie Na's name, reads, "I'm deeply sorry to tell you all that the Beijing concert scheduled for July 11th has been officially canceled because the People's Daily called me traffic obsessed and said my values are distorted. They say public figures must practice self-reflection, criticizing me for lacking musical works while planning a national tour." It continues, "I've always treated my stage, my programs, and my singing with total seriousness. But a single article has wiped out all my hard work in an instant. Because the People's Daily labeled her as traffic obsessed with distorted values and stated that public figures must practice self-reflection," end quote. They criticized her for lacking musical works, yet planning a national tour. The article further states, "I've always been serious about my stage, my programs, and my singing, and I've never forgotten my original intent. If everything must be denied because of a single sentence, then what was all my hard work for? I'm not afraid of criticism. I'm willing to listen to feedback. But give me a chance to express myself and make things right instead of dragging me into a vortex of trouble and erasing me completely. I've worked hard for years, as have my team and the fans who held out hope. It's all turned into bubbles. I received no communication, no explanation, just one cold notice. In accordance with relevant requirements, the performance is not approved." I want to ask, what exactly are these relevant requirements? Does criticism have to mean erasure? But a single article wiped out all my hard work in an instant. This Weibo post, written in Xie Na's name and lashing out at the People's Daily, is widely considered fake. Unless Xie Na has lost her mind, it's far more likely that she'd swallow her disappointment and stay silent. However, the post spread like wildfire, which shows that even if it's fake, it voices the true frustrations of the general public. Should an artist's career be dictated by politics? If it is, How is this any different from the Cultural Revolution? Xie Na isn't actually a singer. She's a host who has been massively popular for over 20 years thanks to the show Happy Camp. On May 5th and 6th of this year, she held 2 back-to-back solo concerts at the Chengdu Jinrongcheng Performing Arts Center, titled Long Live Happiness, Our Youth. The promotional slogans at the time were fulfilling a dream after a 30-year career, self-funded, and a one-time only performance. So, how many tickets were actually available? And how many people were fighting for them? After the first show sold out instantly, the organizers quickly added a second date. In the end, all 15,000 tickets for both shows vanished in seconds, hitting a 100% occupancy rate with a packed house. Even though the venue has a 12,000 seat capacity, official regulations meant only 7,590 tickets per show were open to the public. The hype was unreal. Over 173,000 people marked their interest on the Daimai platform, with 164,000 lining up online simultaneously to grab those 7,590 tickets. That's a supply-to-demand ratio of 22-1. On the secondary market, ticket prices skyrocketed past $700. The event was also packed with celebrity support, including He Jiong, Zhang Jie, Li Xiaoran, and Jimmy Lin, earning a near-perfect 9.8 rating on Daimai. At that moment, public opinion was overwhelmingly positive. But just a month later, everything flipped. On June 6th, Xie Na appeared on the live elimination round for the 4th stage of the variety show Sisters Who Make Waves 2026. Right there, while the other artists were waiting on stage, she abruptly paused the proceedings to loudly announce the launch of her national tour. The kickoff show was set for Beijing on July 11th, with ticket prices ranging from $50 to $165 a price tier, right on par with top-tier professional singers. And that's where the problem lies. Just a month ago, it was supposed to be a self-funded, one-time-only gig to fulfill a dream. Now, it had suddenly morphed into a full-blown national summer tour. Overnight, the audience's sentiment shifted from being deeply moved to feeling completely scammed. Netizens didn't hold back. She did just one concert, realized how easy the money is, and immediately decided to turn it into a tour, didn't she? Countless netizens flooded the 1-2-3-4-5 government hotline with complaints, accusing the organizers of selling tickets before securing official approval. The backlash exploded, with accusations that she was just harvesting her fans and cash-grabbing outside her expertise. Facing heavy backlash, the organizer, Shenzhen Saihang Culture Media Co., Limited, released an official statement. They clarified that the permit applications were submitted on May 27th, official approval was granted on May 28th, and tickets went on sale online on June 6th, meaning the entire process followed the rules perfectly. The Beijing Haidian District Bureau of Culture and Tourism also stepped in to confirm that the permit had been cleared and there were no issues with the content review. If an artist had a problematic track record and failed the evaluation, the application wouldn't even be processed. In other words, up to this point, Xie Na's concert was completely clean, legally and procedurally. In a normal market, the story would end right here. If the audience felt the tickets were too expensive, or felt her singing ability and integrity were questionable, they could simply vote with their wallets and not buy them. The market would settle it. If tickets didn't sell, the tour couldn't go on. That's how a society naturally casts its vote through real action. However, that's not how the People's Republic of China operates. On June 24th, the People's Daily dropped an article in their People's Commentary column titled, "We are suffering from a traffic fetishism disease." The piece didn't name any names, but every single line was explicitly pointed at Xie Na. It argued that on June 24th, the People's Daily published an article in their People's Commentary column titled, "We are suffering from a traffic fetishism disease." The piece broke down several critical points. The dominance of traffic, it highlighted a phenomenon where certain artists make online traffic their main business. Despite having zero recognized musical work, they still plan national concert tours, sparking massive backlash from netizens. A lack of substance. It pointed out that these traffic-driven celebrities lack professional standards, have no solid foundation, and offer zero original content. Data exploitation. They rely purely on beauty filters and manipulated data hype to quickly launch large-scale commercial tours. A stern warning. The article delivered a sharp critique, stating, without actual capability to back it up, a collapse is inevitable sooner or later. Right after that, the Beijing propaganda department and various other state media outlets chimed in, reinforcing the idea that procedural compliance and legal approval do not equal public acceptance. Just 4 days later, on June 28th, the Beijing concert was officially canceled. The official reason given was just a single cryptic sentence. In accordance with relevant requirements, the performance activity is not approved, with absolutely no further explanation. But there's a massive logical flaw here. The permit had already been granted back on May 28th. So technically, there was no legal basis to disapprove it because it had already been approved from the start. How does something fully approved suddenly become unapproved in just a month? Well, the answer isn't found inside the permit document. It's found outside of it. That phrase, in accordance with relevant requirements, is the most cliché, vague, rhetorical tactic in the Chinese Communist Party's administrative lexicon. Translated into plain English, it means only one thing: orders from above. The actual mechanism works like this. State media acts first to signal the shift or set the narrative direction, and then the relevant agencies whose sole focus is maintaining social stability proactively step in to shut the event down. Alternatively, the organizers are pressured through informal channels until they choose to cancel it themselves, using administrative procedures as a shield. So, the real judge deciding the fate of this concert wasn't the Bureau of Culture and Tourism's permit, nor was it the ticket sales on Demai. If we take a step back, whether Xie Na actually deserved the criticism is a completely separate story. She turned what was supposed to be a one-time only gig into a full national tour, priced the tickets on par with top-tier professional singers, while the audience openly mocked her vocal quality as karaoke level. The public had a million valid reasons to refuse to buy her tickets. As Li Zhenwu, a lawyer from Shanghai Li Zhen law firm, put it, not liking someone doesn't make them illegal. The public has every right to withhold their thumbs up, refuse to show up, and voice their dislike out loud. That is all completely normal. What is not normal is this. A party media outlet representing the ruling regime, the People's Daily, stepping in to judge whether a variety show host is worthy of holding a concert. They are debating whether an artist has adequate capability or deserves to stand on a stage, something that has absolutely nothing to do with public welfare. A party mouthpiece using the tone of an everyday netizen to dictate what kind of cultural consumption is appropriate now, that is what's truly bizarre. In a normal society, whether an artist can pull off a concert is entirely up to the market and the audience. Ticket sales and public review settle it. No one needs an official state newspaper to tell them who is allowed to sing and who isn't. But in the CCP's logic, the entertainment industry has never been just about business. Entertainment is a core component of the state's propaganda apparatus. It must be regulated, controlled, and co-opted. Therefore, the real target of that People's Daily article wasn't just Xie Na, it was the party media's way of drawing a brand new boundary line for the entire entertainment industry. Xie Na was simply used as a scapegoat to flex their power. Look at the facts. Yue Yunpeng toured 5 cities with 7 shows, where 90% of his set list consisted of covers, with the highest ticket price hitting $220 and selling out in 11 minutes. Zhao Lucy moved 12,000 tickets in just 38 seconds. This kind of cash-grabbing phenomenon is everywhere, so why did Xie Na get singled out? Because she just happened to cross their path at the exact moment they needed an example. To put it bluntly, this whole incident was nothing more than a demonstration of absolute power. Here, whether you're popular or whether you even get to step onto a stage is ultimately decided by the party, not the market. Today, they can use a single article to wipe out Xie Na's concert. Tomorrow, they can use the exact same play to erase anyone else from the stage. Now let's talk about that viral, allegedly fake Weibo post from Xie Na. It's almost a certainty that she didn't write that long essay herself, and there are three main reasons why. It completely contradicts her actual behavior. Right now, the real Xie Na is keeping her head down to avoid the spotlight. She has shut down her Weibo comments, restricted her account to follower-only interactions, and even skipped her usual gig hosting the grand finale of Sisters Who Make Waves 2026. Third-party data shows that both her and Zhang Jie's accounts have been consistently losing followers during this period. Over the past 30 days, Zhang Jie lost 65,000 followers, while Xie Na lost 10,000. Someone who is actively trying to lay low and locking their comment section wouldn't simultaneously drop a fiery statement attacking a state media outlet. These two behaviors just don't add up. Politically speaking, it's a complete impossibility. Xie Na's entire career foundation is built within the Hunan TV system, and her husband Zhang Jie operates in that exact same circle. The standard protocol for an artist reprimanded by state media is to either stay silent or issue a public apology. They rarely, if ever, dare to push back openly. Fighting back sounds great in theory, but launching a head-on assault against the People's Daily in that context is career suicide. No one is that reckless. Furthermore, the way this post spread completely gives it away. Outside the Great Firewall, the screenshot was treated like a meme, with some captions even labeling Xie Na as China's famous anti-communist singer. Calling a historically loyal Variety host an anti-communist singer is peak irony in itself. On top of that, the timing of the post's appearance perfectly coincided with the exact day the Beijing concert was canceled. Clearly, someone intentionally manufactured it at that specific moment. To this day, not a single reliable source has proven that Xie Na actually said those words. But that brings up a much more fascinating question. If it's fake, why did someone go through all the trouble to fabricate it? And why, once it was out there, did so many people share it and believe it? It's because that fake essay voiced the raw truth that millions wanted to say, but didn't dare to or couldn't. Xie Na herself could never openly ask, just because I was criticized, I have to be erased. But millions of ordinary people watching this unfold were asking that exact question in their hearts. The fact that a single commentary from state media could make a fully compliant, legally permitted concert vanish in 4 days sparked a fear that wasn't just about Xie Na, it was about everyone. If they can target a concert like this today, they can target anything and anyone tomorrow. The terror of being wiped out by a single sentence is incredibly real. So, this viral fake post essentially served as a collective proxy. People took everything they wanted to scream and shoved it into the mouth of a puppet they called Xie Na. The real-life silence of Xie Na, contrasted with the screaming defiance of that fake post, creates the ultimate irony of this entire saga. The person who should be speaking chooses silence because she knows it's safe, while the people who actually want to speak are forced to rely on a fabricated Weibo post just to hurl a sentence of defiance at the People's Daily. The core takeaway from that image is simple. In this place, a single line from state media genuinely dictates whether you live or die professionally. And that is no exaggeration. Which brings us back to our opening question. Whether an artist is fit to sing, whether they should hold a concert, or whether their ticket prices are justified, who gets to decide? In a normal world, it's the audience and the market. If you don't like it, don't buy a ticket. It's as simple as that. But the Communist Party provides a very different answer. They deploy state media using a single article to make a choice on behalf of the entire public, and then use the jargon in accordance with relevant requirements to erase a fully permitted show. It completely bypasses any semblance of law and procedure, and that is what's truly terrifying. Today, it's Xie Na. Tomorrow, it could be anyone else. This CCP system keeps running on a track of absolute absurdity, and a system like this cannot sustain itself forever. The energy of public defiance is quietly pooling, drop by drop, like floodwaters pressing against a cracking dam. All right, that wraps up today's segment. If you found the insights in this episode valuable, please give it a share so others can see it too. Don't forget to hit that like button and drop your thoughts in the comments below to join the discussion. See you in the next episode. If you're still watching this, maybe you're looking for the same thing I am.